Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's episode we're gonna be finishing up our sectional elevation views, basically so that they can look something more like this, you know what I mean? So we're gonna just add some annotations and we're gonna just wrap it up, bling blang blang. So if that's something you're interested in, you can go ahead and download the PDF for this video in the description below. And while you're going down there, just hit the like button, and guess what, if you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and drop a comment. But I laugh. Let's get into the video. Alright, so here we are back in AutoCAD architecture, and today we're going to be finalizing all of the drawings, if time allows it, that we have left to do. So we do have the sectional elevations and we have some detailed views that we need to get done. As you can see, I have already gone ahead and get some out of the way, but I'm going to be showing you these two here, which should give you a pretty good understanding of how to achieve all of what you're seeing here. All right, so let's go back over to the elevation views. Now, before I get to this, if you missed the elevation views in the previous episode, go and watch that video, because some of the things I'm going to be doing in today's video, you're going to have to watch this video to understand how to do that if you already don't know how to. So for instance, we brought in the side plan again into this drawing and we dropped it to 3'6" so that it looks properly on here. However, one of the things I actually want to do is to turn off the trees because I don't want to see them in these elevation views. All right, so I'm going to go to my freeze tool and I'm going to actually freeze, and then I'm going to refresh these drawings. All right, so and just like that, we get rid of the trees. Now, I'm actually going to move these over a little bit more, because shift this over and then I might shift this one itself over some more. So first rule of action here now is to get rid of the hatching. And as you can see, we have some gray thing inside of the wall, which I absolutely hate, as well as this red line running around the edge of everything basically. So we're going to turn those off. So what we did in the last video, the same thing we're going to do again. Click on the drawing, the view, and we're going to go to edit style, and we're going to go over to display properties, and then this little button right here. From here we can go ahead and turn off surface hatching. We can also turn off shrink wrap, everything that says shrink wrap, turn them off. We're going to hit OK. And as you can see, now we have the true vision of what we want to see. You understand? The only thing that I am not seeing are some hatching underneath here to represent like the earth, as well as the backfill and compacted hardcore. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to be using polyline, and I want to add 1 foot of hardcore underneath the floor. So I'm going to draw a line from here going up 2 feet 6 inches, and then I'm going to go across like that, and I'm going to repeat that process 2 more times for the rest of the foundation. All right, repeat that again. So these areas will become the backfill areas, and then I kind of want to also hatch underneath here to show earth. So I'm going to use spline this time, and I'm going to just draw some random lines. All right, so let's go ahead and start to hatch. H for hatch, and the first place I'm going to hatch is in the hardcore, which I'm going to be using the gravel pattern to do this gravel, and I'm going to set that at a mere 8 scale. That should give me a good level. Looks good. Do that. So that's my compacted hardcore and backfill. So now we're going to hatch again, and we're going to hatch the earth. So we're going to scroll and we're going to look for earth. I think it's up, so I'm scrolling up, earth, and I'm going to make this 15, and I'm also going to make it 45-degree angle, and then we can go ahead and hatch these areas with the earth. All right, so there we go. I'm going to hit OK. So now we have earth, and then we have compacted hardcore. I'm going to delete the spline now because I don't want it. Nice. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to create a layer for hatching. So I'm going to go to my layer properties here. I'm going to create a brand new layer. I'm going to call it hatch. I'm going to give it a color now that is gray. I'm going to use this gray, and I'm going to make it, no, let me use a lighter gray, and I'm going to make it a true color, because if you watch the previous video, you know what this does. We hit OK. And the line weight, I'm going to make it about 15. Okay. And so I'm going to be placing all of these hatching on that layer. So there we go. All right, so that takes care of that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do here is to add our belt beam inside of the walls and also lintels over the windows. All right, now there's a tool that we can actually use, which I'm going to be exploring more as we get into the detail side of things. But for now, you'll get a synopsis of how it works. So on your tool palette, when you go down to detailing, and we're going to click on concrete, and right away we have beams activated, which is actually what I want. We're going to use a custom size. I'm going to make it 6 inches wide by 1 foot deep. And of course, I want to get rid of the chamfered edges. So I'm going to say no. Do I want the steel reinforcement inside of it? At this point, no. So I turn those off, and now I'm left with this. So I'm going to be placing this at various points throughout the building, mainly where the wall ends at the top of the building. That one wasn't placed properly. This one wasn't placed properly. So let me kind of fix it. It's a little bit lower than where it should be. So move it up. Yeah, so that's the belt beam that is wrapping around the building at the top of the wall. Now I want to place lintel, and guess what? It's the same process. All I'm going to be doing is to make it 8 inches deep instead of 1 foot. Do I need reinforcement? No. Chamfers? No. Now if you notice, it's the base point is at the top, and I actually want to make the base point at the bottom. So I'm going to say flip along the X just like that, and then I'm going to drop it on top of the window. Drop it on top of that window. If we had a door, we would do the same thing, but not seeing any door from this view. So yeah, basically when you cut through the building, you should be seeing the belt beam and also the lintels above the windows and doors. So that's what that is. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is to go back to our tool palette, and we're going to go down to document, because I want to use this tool right here to create some level markers. All right, so I'm going to drop my first one at the finished floor level, maybe like about here. I'm going to make it 0 degrees, and I'm going to draw a line from here inwards, maybe to about this point. Turn my ortho mode on. I'm going to make that line match that line to the same layer as that, but I'm going to make this line maybe like a phantom or something. Phantom, yeah. So that's going to be my level marker, and then I'm going to put a text on top of it, and I'm going to call it finished level. I'm going to call it that. Make this a little bit longer, maybe like that. And then I'm going to copy this from here up to the top of my belting, and I'm going to say call this wall plate. That's where the wall plate starts. Or you can say top of beam, top of belt, something like that. You can do it on both sides. I'm going to actually just do it on one side of the building, and yeah, leave it at that. Then we're going to add some dimensions now. So let's use, I'm going to use AEC pick point, and we want to add some dimension. The first dimension I'm going to add is between my 2 points here. All right, so that's the level, that's the distance between levels there. Actually, I probably should add one at the base of the footing. We could do that. Let's add one down here and call this foundation. Yeah, let's leave it at that. I'm gonna add extension line to here, enter. Good. So now our foundation is 4 feet deep. So we're gonna add some more dimensions. By the way, guys, before you start to add any of these, please, I'm asking you, remember to set your scale. All right, I forgot to mention that. So if your dimension or text is coming out at a wrong size, like it's too big or too small, that's because you're on the wrong scale. So set your scale before you start to add any of these worded items. Now we're going to add some dimension to our windows. So picking my points here, enter, drag it out, and I drop my window size right there. I'm going to put some dimensions for the countertop as well as the casework. Maybe put it right there. Let me pull these back somewhat. Let me move this back. I'm going to do another one for this window. Now, bear in mind, guys, that you only want to show height of objects. You don't want to be showing the width of anything, because those dimensions, as I said before in previous episodes, that those dimensions are found on the floor plan. So we just need to represent height on these drawings. All right, we do have one more window over here, which again we need to show. So I'm gonna actually put it on the outside of the building rather than inside, like right there. All right, one dimension that is missing, and that is one from the ceiling down to the ground. What am I using that? AEC. I'm going to paste it right there. All right, let's add some text now. So we're going to label the rooms. So this would be the kitchen. All right, copy. I'm going to paste one here and another one there. So this would be bathroom. And then we go over to the bedroom. Now so. And then we can go ahead and start to add some other information in. So for instance, I'm going to be adding inside of this area here, compacted hard core. All right, so this is like some gravel or limestone, whatever it is that you put underneath the floor as a stabilizing agent, to keep the floor in check. Make sure that it doesn't sink or fall in or anything like that. All right, I'm going to copy this over to these other areas. I mean, this area is a little bit narrow, so I'm not going to put any in there. These two will suffice. And of course, we know that underneath here is the earth. So all that's left is for me to add this note here, which I written up earlier before because it's so long I couldn't bother to type it in this video, so I type it ahead of time. And this is basically a label for the wall, telling us what type of wall it is and what is in the wall and that kind of stuff. Has a lot of information in there. Then I'm going to go over to my elevation view and copy some stuff like the slope. I'm also going to copy this note right here, copy, paste. So I kind of want this like right there as usual, and I'm going to put this one maybe like right here, but I'm going to write something else in there. Timber roof covering to owner's choice. Yeah. All right. So that would be it for this. Am I leaving anything out? I feel, when you feel like you're leaving something out, but you just can't point your finger at it. Okay, I think I figured it out. All right, so we do have to put in our FFL for finish floor level. And we do want to put one also in for ground level, which would be GL. And I think that should be enough for this view. I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. So let's kind of fast forward to that point. All right, so there we go. As you can see, it's a matter of just copying and pasting stuff and just changing things around to get. I think this would actually do better over here. Let me do this one over. Here. Yeah. All right, so that wraps it up for this video. That is where we're going to stop. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and like, comment, share. That's what we do around here. Now remember, download the PDF if you haven't already for your reference. All right, so you have something to look upon. And guess what, guys? The next episode will be right here. So if you haven't seen it as yet, watch the next episode. Watch the previous episode. Or vice versa. Whichever one. Just click one and watch. See me as it?